In a high mountain pass where the wind never stops whispering, lived an old watchman named Elias. Elias spent his days tending to a small stone beacon that guided weary travelers through the snow. He was a man of deep silence and even deeper prayer. One bitter winter evening, Elias found a shivering, half-frozen starling huddled against the cold stones of the tower. The bird's wing was clipped, and it was barely clinging to life. Elias took the starling inside, warmed it by his hearth, and shared his meager rations of crushed grain. Under the watchman's care, the bird recovered. It became Elias's constant companion, perched on his shoulder as he polished the beacon's glass. However, a mountain hawk began circling the tower, its shadows haunting the starling. Seeing the bird paralyzed by fear, Elias knelt and offered a sincere prayer for the creature's protection. In a moment of strange grace, the bird was transformed into a nimble mountain fox. Now, the fox could outrun the hawk, and for a while, it was bold and happy. But soon, a pack of wolves arrived, and the fox found itself cornered near the cliffs. It fled back to Elias, whimpering and trembling. Elias felt a wave of pity for the creature. Again, he prayed for its safety, and the fox grew in size and strength until it became a powerful snow leopard. The leopard was the master of the peaks. No animal dared challenge it. Yet, even the leopard was not safe in the reach of man. One afternoon, a group of elite hunters tracked the leopard, their poisoned arrows ready. Terrified, the great cat sprinted back to the stone tower, scratching at the door for Elias to save it once more. Elias looked into the leopard's golden eyes and decided to give it the ultimate gift. Through his quiet faith, the animal was transformed into a young man. Elias named him Julian. He taught Julian how to speak, how to read the stars, and how to live with dignity. Julian eventually moved down to the valley, where he became a successful merchant. He gained wealth, built a manor, and earned the respect of the townspeople. But as Julian's status grew, a poisonous seed took root in his mind. He began to worry that if anyone found out he was once a lowly bird, his reputation would be ruined. He realized that Elias was the only living soul who knew his secret. Instead of feeling gratitude, Julian felt a cold, sharp resentment. He convinced himself that as long as the old watchman lived, his past was a threat. One night, Julian climbed back up to the mountain tower, carrying a heavy iron rod concealed in his cloak. He intended to silence the old man forever. When Julian entered the tower, Elias didn't look up from his prayers. He simply spoke into the cold air, noting that Julian had brought a dark heart into a place of light. Before Julian could strike, the heavy cloak fell empty to the floor. From the folds of the fabric, a small, frightened starling fluttered out, chirping in terror as it flew back into the freezing wind, losing everything it had been given. True elevation is not found in changing our outward form or status, but in the purity of our character. When we allow pride and ingratitude to replace the memory of where we started, we lose the very foundation of our success. A heart that forgets its benefactor eventually loses the strength to sustain its own greatness. Please subscribe to our channel Stories of Inner Light for more inspiring stories.